What is going on, everyone? We just got a whole bunch of changes and new additions coming to the game in patches 9.8, 9.10 and onwards. Not everything mentioned in this video will be coming to patch 9.8 and 9.10, but don't worry, I'll let you know if it's coming in these patches or a future update. The first and probably one of the biggest changes coming to the game since the release of the Outlaw is a new type of shield called a Regen Shield. Based off the name of the armor, this shield would basically regenerate over time after taking some damage. I'm not sure yet how much it regenerates or how quickly, so we'll have to wait and see on those details. Personally, I think this is a terrible addition to the game. It doesn't fit within Valorant and it sounds more of an agent-specific ability for an upcoming new agent rather than something that can be bought in the loadout screen for everyone. It also just serves as a massive nerf to any agent that has healing abilities like Clove, Reyna, Skye, Sage, and Phoenix, because in the grand scheme of things, it just makes their healing less impactful. I just think it's really going to mess up the flow of the game. I'm imagining pistol rounds where after winning a fight, people just go and sit in a corner for 30 seconds to regenerate their shields and then go back into fighting. It just sounds really stupid and I don't think it's something the community even wants added given everyone's reaction so far. However, they can add this regen shield to other game modes like Team Deathmatch, Spike Rush, or even Unrated honestly, where it wouldn't be so bad. But adding this to competitive just doesn't make any sense, and honestly, Riot has been doing a good job on these updates and changes, but this one is just not it. And this is a change that is expected to be dropping in patch 9.10. Before moving on to the next change, I want to tell you guys about my new line of PCs with Apex Gaming PCs. Whether you play Valorant, Rocket League, Minecraft, GTA, or even VR, Apex Gaming PCs has a great line of PCs to meet the needs of them all. I personally use a streaming PC in order to run several recording softwares and for video editing, which can be found here in their streamer PC, which boasts a Ryzen 7 5700X CPU and RTX 4060, or the Streamer Plus, which comes with the Ryzen 5 7600X CPU, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, and an RTX 4060 Ti. And if you're simply looking for something that's more wallet friendly and isn't too specced out and you just want to be able to run your game smoothly, there's also the Apex Bronze, which comes in black or white and has the Ryzen 3 4100, an RX 6500 XT graphics card, and 16 gigs of RAM. And don't worry, financing is available, so you don't have to buy it all upfront at once. You can just pay a small amount each month until it's paid off. And for the cherry on top, you get an additional 10% off when you use my code Nibble during checkout. So please abuse that code as much as you can and save yourself that 10%. Alrighty, back to the video. The second change coming is a change to Phoenix. The first change made to him is that his wall can now be cast through walls just like Harbor. I think this is an okay buff, it's nothing too crazy, but the biggest change coming to Phoenix is that his flashes are now his signature ability, meaning that it recharges every 2 kills that he gets. And his molly is now just a one-time use and it doesn't recharge anymore. I already hate Phoenix flashes, they're just so quick and hard to dodge, so personally I don't like this change. But if you're a Phoenix main, then I'm not sure what you guys think is more priority for you. Being able to regenerate your molly that heals you, or an additional flash during the round. Based on this short clip right here, it looks like Phoenix also has a new user interface for his healing. And I find that interesting because it doesn't look like he's standing in his wall or molly, but is healing in some other way. I'm thinking that it might be changed where that he just touches his wall or his molly one time and it triggers his healing, rather than having to be in constant contact with it. Not sure, but we'll see, and this is a change coming to patch 9.10. Also, while on the topic of agent changes, in patch 9.8 we have changes coming to Gekko as well, which some of Valorant developers have revealed in this video.
In patch 908, there's a new map pool, new team deathmatch map, updates to Sunset, and small balance changes to Gekko. For these year-end patches, we're able to make changes that we wouldn't be comfortable adjusting during the Pro VCT season. You may see bigger changes in some patches as we make balance adjustments and try new systems. This doesn't mean that there are always big changes, and each patch will vary in scope, but you can expect that we're putting a lot of focus into these areas around this time every year. This year, we focused a lot on the agents that we think could use some light adjustments, as well as adjust some sensitive systems.
Let's talk about Gekko. As you've all continued to master Gekko and his band of buddies, we've noticed there doesn't seem to be much risk or cost to reclaim them, and it's challenging to try and contest Gekko from doing so. We want Gekko to play more intentionally around his buddies, rather than just picking them up whenever he wants. Additionally, we're trimming some of the extraneous power from Dizzy's long uptime, increasing Wingman and Dizzy's reliability, and lightly nerfing Thrash by 1 ult point. We hope these things won't dramatically impact Gekko's power, just put him in a healthier spot that's more aligned with the rest of the cast.
Now for maps. The following maps will be in rotation: Abyss, Ascent, Bind, Haven, Sunset, Pearl, and Split. That means Icebox and Lotus are rotating out. We're also releasing a new team deathmatch map called Glitch. One team spawns in Winter Haven, while the other team spawns in Overgrown Sunset. As for Sunset, we're changing B main to reduce post-plant gameplay and removing the unbreakable Cypher trapwire spot on B site. We're also making light changes to mid to give defenders more options when they want to contest it.
So what's next? We'll continue to monitor the game and bring balance adjustments as needed, with some patches having a little spicier content than others.
It looks like they're going to be making changes to how his utility is being used without thought, and being able to reclaim them too easily afterwards. Probably adding some sort of catch to it, or just increasing the time it takes to reclaim them. And his ultimate thrash is also going up by 1 ult point. And with patch 9.8, we also have a brand new team deathmatch map called Glitch rolling out. It's actually a really cool map which has different themes on each side. There's also apparently going to be a tower which you can go in and shoot from, which sounds pretty sick, and I think everyone is going to be fighting for that. In terms of the map pool, it's been confirmed that the maps in rotation will be Abyss, Ascent, Bind, Haven, Pearl, Split, and Sunset, with Pearl and Split being the maps rotating in, and Icebox along with Lotus rotating out. This is probably one of the nicest map pools in a while that we've had, but I would much rather keep Lotus and have Abyss rotated out instead. And out of all the maps, the most hated ones in my opinion are currently not in play anymore. Icebox, Fracture, and Breeze, and thank God for Breeze not being back in. Hopefully we don't see Breeze back for a long time, at least until they make the proper adjustments to the map, because it's just full of problems. And I think Abyss is probably on that list of maps that are disliked as well, probably because of how unique it is and people are still getting used to it, but overall this is a pretty good map rotation and I'm happy with it. And for the last major change of 9.8, Sunset has gotten a lot of changes done to its mid and B site to allow for a more balance when taking fights in mid, as well as removing the box in B main, so you can no longer just sit there with your team and spam the spike.
If you are more of an FPS gamer, don't worry, Valorant has a brand new Arcane-themed bundle on the way. While the Sheriff was a Season 1 exclusive, the premium content team cooked up something extra special for Season 2.
For all you Arcane fans out there, it looks like we're actually going to be getting a new Arcane bundle in the shop soon. Obviously to promote Season 2 of the show, which will be dropping in November. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the Arcane Sheriff which we're all obsessed with, but instead it's going to be something different. For those of you who have watched the show, you know that the Sheriff is one of the signature weapons, as well as a machine gun. So my guess is that this new bundle will be a skin and finisher for the Odin. Kind of a bummer honestly, because I would much rather get an Arcane skin for a weapon I use more often, but we'll have to wait and see what Riot comes up with. It's possible that we could even get multiple weapons added, because aside from what Powder or Jinx uses in the show, we also have Vander and Vi's Gauntlet which they wear, which is also an iconic weapon. So we could possibly see that being added as a melee in place of a knife. And the last possible weapon I could think of receiving a skin is perhaps the Guardian, which is kind of what Caitlyn uses in the show, but it's not really an iconic weapon or anything, so I doubt that we'll have that gun being given a skin, assuming that's the only weapon in the bundle. That's pretty much it for all the big changes coming up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm currently working on more Valorant lore videos, so stay tuned for that as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.